Hey, what's up everyone, it's Evan here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this real-time ocean material in Blender. Now this is kind of a complex node setup, but don't worry because I'm going to make it easy and I'm going to divide this video into parts. This part 1, is going to be about textures and lighting and building the foundation of the material. Part 2, I'm going to be going over how to add subsurface scattering. Part 3 is going to be how to add the foam. Part 4, I'm going to be going over miscellaneous tips in Fresnel. And there might be a part 5, who knows. So with that said, this is a continuation of my last tutorial where I show you how to make an ocean loop. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave that link in the description. Also, you're going to need a few textures, which I'll be providing free of charge for non-commercial use, which you can download at the link below. Now with all that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is locate the blend file located in the download or create your own ocean. So I'm just going to open up my file, and this is what you'll see in the download. So first thing that we have to do is go into texture mode with Alt Z, or we'll go right here, and you'll notice it turns black because we don't have any light. So the next thing we want to do is add a sun lamp. Just bring it up. RX, let me turn on my screencast keys real quick. There we go. Now I like to rotate it towards the camera so I can see that specular. Next thing, we're gonna add a hemi. Now the hemi has to be around 0.2, 0.15, and the sun is good around 0.5. Just rotate it a little bit more. Now we're going to start on the material for the ocean. Just call this ocean. And we're going to focus on the specular. Turn it all the way up. Click Wartiso and put this on 0.25 or 0.25 actually, my bad. And we get these nice little tiny reflections. Now the next thing we want to do is add in our cube map, which is a reflection environment texture. Let me go and open it up. And it's right here. And let's go into UV map mode. And I'm not going to be showing you how to make this, but I made this box map, and it allows more accurate reflections compared to like a matte cap, so that's why I use it. So in the material panel, you want to click environment map, go to image file, and then mapping, we want to select reflection. And as you can see, we have a nice reflection. Now remember, I'm in orthographic view mode, so the reflections won't look right, but in perspective mode they'll look a lot better. Alright, so the next up texture is the matte cap we're going to add in. Now what that's going to do is add in a lot of color and just make it look like water a lot more. And it's actually a picture of a marble I took. So we want to select reflection, and right here, because it had the black edges, we want to scale this down really tiny, like 0.98 or something. Helps blend it out a little bit better. And for the influence, we want to add it, but not the whole thing, maybe like 0.35. And you can check it. See how it adds a good bit, maybe 0.25. And we're going to add a little bit of the color, maybe like 0.5. Now the next up texture, or hold on, let's rename these. I always press Ctrl C, copy, and then paste the names of the textures in the slot. It makes it a lot easier. So the next one is going to be the normal map to give the choppiness of the waves. rename this real quick, and I'm going to rename this to small. And we're going to go down to the mapping and put it on 8. Just enough where it doesn't look like it's repeating too much. And the influence, we're going to set it to normal map. I'm going to try around 0.25. Maybe a little more, 0.35. Then we go to sampling and select normal map. And then you get it. Now you notice the doesn't look right. It looks like it's shiny on top. And that's because the order of the normal map. So we want this before all the textures. And there you go. A lot better looking. Next up, we're going to add that same texture again, but we're going to keep it a little bigger. So image sampling, normal map, mapping, we're just going to leave it on 1. Take the color off and put the normal up. About 0.25. Maybe 0.35. Yeah, it's a little better. Let's play it real quick. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is, oh wait, let's just rename this big. Alright, now the next thing we're gonna do is one of the most important parts of this, and it's the environment lighting. So we'll go to our world, and I set my color to a nice bright blue sky and a nice warm brownish tone for the underneath highlights. Select environment map, put it to around 0.5, and then select shadows in the shading. And see how they added a nice blue to that? Makes it look sweet. Alright, let's see what's next. Turn that lighting down, maybe 0.35. Yeah, it's about good. Now the next thing we're gonna do is create this into a node setup. Now just go to there and click use nodes, and it goes black, but don't worry. Go into your node panel and select the ocean. Now the next thing we're gonna do is add some different color water in here to kind of simulate maybe a coral reef underneath or different temperature water. So what we're gonna do, go into our node editor, we're gonna duplicate this, and we're gonna select this little number thing to make a duplicate where it doesn't affect the other one. And we're gonna call this, oh hold on, let's make it a little bigger. Call this ocean dark, or ocean light actually. This will make sense in a second, and we'll call this one ocean dark. And you can press or on add a color mix node in, and then add a texture and a geometry. Select the UV and press Ctrl H to clean everything up, and connect this right here too. Color to the factor, select the texture, and we're going to select our mask texture. Let's just rename this. Alright, now for the top one, we're in ocean dark. We're going to turn the diffuse down to like 0.6, and you can see we get these nice edges. And to conclude this tutorial, we'll do one more thing. to make it ready for the following tutorials. And we're just going to add this to a node group. Control B, select all of it, press Control G, and then tab out. And we're going to rename this Ocean Material Node Group. And give it a nice blue color. And that's it for this part of the tutorial. Next, I'm going to be showing you how to add the subsurface scattering and then the foam. So I'll see you in the next tutorial. Peace out. Later, everyone.